Hello, everyone. Welcome to the moon phase reading. It's time for another moon phase reading. This one is going to carry us through the new moon that occurred on September 21st and on into the full moon in October. That's going to take place on Monday, October 6th. It will be a super moon and it will be in Aries. So look for a lot of independent thought and a lot of forward sort of yang energy this time around. These moon phase readings are a way for us to look at the magical weather, give us an idea of what might be coming our way, give us some thoughts or maybe some inspirations as to how or what kind of magical work we want to focus on during that time, whether that be manifestations, spell work, prayer work, anything of any spiritual or magical nature. So I would take a couple of these cards. We're going to take a few from the Llewellyn deck. I'll probably throw in a couple oracle cards. And we're going to take some time to kind of sit with this energy that we are in now. I usually do these readings a few days after the past moon phase. So the new moon finished on the 21st. So this is probably good for about the 23rd, 22nd, 23rd. Usually on any of the pinnacle moon phase, so new moon or full moon, it's usually like a 3-day window, right? So the new moon happened on the 21st, so the 20th, the 21st, and the 22nd. And then we really start to leave those energies behind and we get into the next phase. So as we look at this moon path ahead of us over the next 2 weeks, let's take a look at what is coming up for us and what we need to know as we walk along this path towards the supermoon on October 6th. All right. I'm going to use the pendulum for the first pull, and then we'll pull the rest by hand. Again, this is the Llewellyn deck. I've used this in my daily readings for some time. This is an old tried and true. It's an old friend of mine for sure. You can tell by how worn the cards are, but I really enjoy this deck. So it's one of my first decks, actually. Let's just see. What is in store for us? What's the magical weather look like? What do we need to know for this period of time from September 21st, 22nd, onward to October 6th, as far as those of us that are walking a magical spiritual path? All right. Almost got a full fan there. Got stuck a little bit. All right. So I used to pull all these cards from Pendulum, but now I've sort of shortened that down a bit. I'm going to ask for the pendulum to show us the main card we need to pull from, the main theme of this reading and of these energies. It's right in here. One of these two cards that are very close together right here. So I'm going to separate those out. Okay, it's that one. All right, there's our main card. I'll set that up here for now. And then let's look at least two other cards. One is right on top, it feels like. Very curious about this reading, just because the other moon path reading ended us on such a note of such just high energy, and there was a lot of good things happening. I know out in the world there was a lot of not so great things happening, but there seemed to be a lot of powerful energy as we finished up that eclipse season. So I'm curious to see where we are going next. There we go. So let's take a look at these, and then I'll probably pull an oracle card as well to see if we need more information or just to get an extra layer of detail. Oh, come here. There we go. The pendulum card is the Two of Pentacles. A lot of decision making, a lot of juggling, a lot of handling our physical matters while emotions are somewhat turbulent. So possibly some turbulent weather out there when we look at our outer space versus our inner space. Our inner space is very much needs to be this juggler standing perfect balance amidst some pretty crazy seas out on this dock. He's focused on his physical matters and what he is juggling here. Backing that up is the Sun and the Six of Cups. So a lot of maybe thinking of what used to be, and there's a chance to really move forward on a lot of things. And the Sun really backs that yang energy, a lot of vibrancy. I'm getting a sense of a lot of energy as we come towards this supermoon, but it's tinged with a sense of nostalgia that may actually be a bit of a hindrance to us. This is kind of, it feels like the Sun is calling for us to really move on from this sense of remembrance. Nostalgia and remembrance and fond memories are part of the process. We need to hold on to those. They help us during some pretty hard times. But it's almost like there's a sense of calling for the new. It's a sense of juggling these emotions and juggling it out and really looking at and examining how we want to move forward and what we want to move forward into, because there is some wide open space here and a lot of really positive energy here. So as we juggle and work through how we want to focus, what we want to focus on for the next 2 weeks, I think it's going to be really important to kind of use these fond memories of what once was, but not to hold on to them, not to drag them with us, but then to let them power us into something new. And that's the key here, letting these fond memories and this nostalgia power us forward without dragging them behind us, right? It's almost like using them for fuel to move into a very sun-filled, sun-illuminated period of time with the full moon. So a lot of things could happen. A lot of manifestation work could really come to the fore over the next 2 weeks, though it's going to take a little bit of juggling. It's not going to be the really good stuff is going to take time. You're going to have to go through the process of dilution, of juggling and working with that energy. It's not going to come easily. There's going to have to be some emotional inner work that comes along with this move to the full moon coming up on the 6th. This is very much about using past joys with sort of a current stance of balance and seeing those with sort of a new sense of clarity from the Sun. That's the combination I'm feeling. It feels like I think there is some more emotional, I don't want to say a storm, but some emotional winds coming over the next 2 weeks as we head into this Aries supermoon. And it's going to be very important to stay focused on your physical matters, focus on your body, focus on your finances, focus on your work, focus on how you interact with that physical world, right? And a great sense of balance can come from these past joys. Just like I said, let them fuel you, but don't drag them along with you. Look for new ways to create new joy from the past. I think that's about the best way I can put it for this period of time. Let's pull an oracle card here, and we're going to go with the Wild Mystic to just drop that on the floor. Gonna go with the Wild Mystic cards. Very ornate animal oracle cards. I'm gonna pull a card here, see if this adds another layer of meaning, see if this can help us in any way in how we want to work with balancing these energies. What do we need to know? How can we look at the coming 2 weeks and really make this coming supermoon a very positive one? And it's very much in these top cards here. Come on. Luckily, the cards are very clear for me. They're just really popping up, growing. It's interesting. This is a salamander who has lost his tail and is now regrowing that tail, regrowing parts of yourself. Oh, I like it. This goes along with this card too, this sense of the past, right? Not getting hung up on the fact that you lost your tail, but the joy that you get to grow a new one. This is about growth. This is about doing this juggling in a new way. I really feel like this is maybe learning a few juggling moves, some balance moves for all of us over the next 2 weeks. And that's what this period of time is going to ask of us. That's sort of the test is, can you still juggle by maintaining this new footing and this new balance? Because if you can, you're going to really reap the rewards of this sun energy here. So this is about growing. This is about adapting and almost growing a new part of yourself, going along with this idea here of the salamander losing a tail. Let's pull a Angels and Ancestors card as well, sort of a punctuation card. I think this is going to be a chance, and this doesn't mean it's going to be fun. It's definitely an educational moon phase. It's a chance for us to try new, not in almost the Fool way, and not in a new life like a Judgment card, that we had Judgment card yesterday on the daily reading. But this sense of, that one right there. Trust your instincts. Again, working with this balancing act. Trusting your instincts. Animal guardian. Again, animals know what they need without being told. And this sense of simply knowing what you need to do. Knowing when you need to retreat, when you need to move forward, when you need to eat something. That is all by instinct. So try to tap into your instinct as you're learning these new balancing moves over the next 2 weeks. Yeah, let's tuck these back underneath here. These feel like kind of like a sub-layer of information that's going on here. So look for a chance to grow over the next 2 weeks. Look for a chance to do and try new forms of balance based off of these past joys and this past remembrance and this love of, this is about support from other people. This is about, how did you get to where you are right now? How did you get to this point? And thinking very fondly on that, and then letting that move you forward into a new way of being, into a new way of handling emotional stress and emotional turmoil, storminess. I don't want to really use the word storm, but it keeps popping up in my head, so I'm going to say it. But I think our end result, if we are able to do this, I think the energy is going to be pretty spectacular and pretty direct. Look for a lot of direct action on the full moon on the 6th. Look for kind of a bright beam of light to really illuminate the way forward, and to show what the sun does is it really pushes the shadows, right? It really shows us the shadows. It shows us things that need to be worked on. It shows us this great amount of clarity that we can see around us and move forward on and feel success with and abundance, because the sun is a huge symbol of abundance. So if we can find this balancing point by looking at our instincts, knowing that we are going to be going through a growing period here, I think we could tap into some pretty powerful energy for the full moon. Okay. All right. I hope this has been helpful. I hope it gives you a little bit of a way forward over the next 2 weeks. Chances are good I will be interlacing the messages from this reading into the daily readings that I do every weekday. We'll see how that goes. Sometimes I get them, sometimes I don't. but it feels like there's more to come. There's more information to come on this one, so I think that's going to show up in some of the daily readings. All right. Thanks everyone for being here. Please leave a comment, leave any thoughts on this reading. I love to see them, love to read them. Give this video a thumbs up and a like. It helps the algorithm a great deal, and send this to someone who you might think would enjoy this information for the next 2 weeks and what's to come. And yeah, here we go into an Aries supermoon. Stay balanced, everybody. Stay balanced. I think we all know how to do that, right? Stay grounded and balanced. Focus on what you need to focus on, what is right in front of you. Don't go reaching out outside of your juggling parameters. So when you juggle, juggling is always done right in front of you, as if there's like a box right in front of you, and you're not supposed to go too far out. You're supposed to maintain your center part and balance and keep those balls or those objects centrally in front of you and not be reaching too far out, throwing yourself off balance. So that's another important lesson in this coming 2 weeks. Just popped in my head. So there you go. Peace and strength, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful 2 weeks, and I will see you on the daily readings. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.